Hello. I haven't used this for a while, but this is, welcome to Big Fat Panda show number 69, a live show. I'm here with somebody who I love. Do you guys know Terry Ward? Terry Ward is a magician and a comedian that I've seen in, hello Marla, and I've seen in Citizens of Hollywood. He's really good friends with a guy there named Jack Diamond. I've invited Jack on the show. He ignores me. Sometimes he says he's going to come, and then he's a flaker. So I just have to deal with Terry being here. I want to talk to Terry about current events and bring him in if I can, rather than just talk about it to myself. But we're gonna look at your comments here. Like see this Disney Dreamer. How are you? I'm gonna bring Terry in here. Hey Terry.
Hey, how are you, John?
He's got his cards all ready. Terry, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good. Let's see. What I want to ask you first is, how are you doing with this whole COVID-19 quarantine?
Oh, actually, I think we're handling it pretty well. We've been doing work around the house, and I've done a lot of work in this is my magic room, so I've got a lot of stuff in here that I'm trying to go through to see if I can kind of clear it out and get rid of some things that I don't use. So I've done a lot of work around in the yard, and I also have bonsai trees, so I also mess with those on a pretty regular basis.
I've always wanted to do bonsai, but it always looks very confusing. How would you start?
I would buy yourself a small tree and start it with a small one. If you have an area outside that you're comfortable with, it's sees not full sun, but maybe partial sun.
Okay, I see
depending
people
on
with these
what kind you want.
The little scissors, and they're clipping away, and they're figuring. I wouldn't know what to do with that. Are they pretty hardy, or are they really not so hardy?
Some of them are very hardy, like ficus are pretty hardy. I had a boxwood that was really quite hardy. I have a couple of Florida plants that I've been messing around with. They've been very hardy. I had trouble for a long time with a lot of when you think of bonsai trees, you think of a spruce or some sort of
right
in that realm. Yeah, I've had a lot of difficulty with that in the beginning, and then somebody told me something that I should do, and since then I've had a couple that I've had for quite a while now, so I'm pretty pleased with them.
All right, so listen, what's up with that Jack Diamond guy that you're friends with? He's a little rough around the edges.
You can't trust him. You can't trust him.
Yeah, he does take the money sometimes, right? He does.
He's a little flighty, yes.
Okay, all right. All right. So were you interested in magic since you were a child? I mean, was that a thing that you did?
It was a thing that I was interested in, and my father bought me my first magic trick. It was a trick called nickels to dimes, and you would hold a stack of nickels in your hand. You put over this little brass thing over the top, and you tap it, and then it would turn into dimes, and the nickels would vanish. But he got me one that was it was a double one. It was 2 cylinders with a cylinder in between, and so that was the first trick I got. And I just started picking up tricks here and there because my dad was in the military, so we moved quite a lot. So it was kind of a nice way to get to meet people by doing a little magic trick for them or something.
Do you see that comment on the screen there, Terry? That Becky Mankin
likes the background, yes.
Right, she's a lady that once Jack Diamond performed at a table when we were over at we were having a dinner at the Epic Stunt Show.
Yeah.
And this is a very good time for me to put this. If you look in the top right, which way is it? There is her logo. Mousefantravel.com. That is the sponsor of this show.
Oh, I know them. They're very pleasant people. Yes.
I gotta say this, and it's not just because. Listen, I don't know if they're sponsoring me next month. To be honest, I'm just telling you, they have conducted themselves amazingly. That they've been there for the people, and they're not complaining. They're not saying, "Oh, we're just giving money back." They're there for them when they come back. So that's very nice. They're very good. Very, very excellent travel agency that you should probably, if you're going to travel, they're the people to look into. They're there for you no matter what. And let's see, I'm going to leave her logo up there for a second. Now, back to your childhood. I did get a box. You know the box that they used to have with all the tricks?
Which one
I
did you
used
get? Do you remember the Hocus Pocus one or the?
Here's what was
Um,
in it. I remember my favorite thing that was in it was the jug with the hole on the side, and you would be able to stop the water and then start it again.
yes,
And then
yes,
there was a couple of tricks I didn't know what to do. There was the big card where I could hold it four different
yes,
ways and
yes.
show four different. My family. I think I put on a show or two for them, and if they would have clapped more, I could have been involved in magic. They did
it's
not
not.
clap a lot.
It's not too late, John. It's not too late.
It's too. It's too late. It's definitely too late. Okay, so let's see. The sarcophagus in the back, I just see it. I don't know if you're able to flip that camera up to show me. It's a great thing. It's a card thing that I'm looking at in the back of your room.
Will we lose? Will you think we'll lose the
You know
picture
what?
of
We
our
might. We
camera?
might. Maybe we shouldn't. We shouldn't mess with the camera. It's very possible that we'll lose it. You have some magic you can show us.
Yeah, sure.
I'm
I'd
gonna
be
I'm
happy
gonna
to show
put
you some.
I'm gonna let you take over the screen in a second
Okay.
if I can. If I can figure out how to do. Let me see if I can do this correctly. Uh, let's see. Well, maybe not. Maybe. No. Hold on. Well, I can get closer to you that way. Okay. I don't. Oh wait. I got it. Ha
There you
ha.
go. Super. I have four silver pieces here. They're very old. These are from the late 1880s. Very old silver pieces. A lot of people just sadly leaving these lying in their nightstands, but I thought it would be nice to use them. Of course, do any of your folks who are out there in the world of chat, do they have a favorite word in their line of work by any chance?
Okay.
Maybe somebody like to
I'm waiting
throw
for
one
comment.
in,
I need a magic word from someone.
like maybe travel or
Hold on. Somebody give me a magic word.
anyone? You got a
It's
good one?
coming. There. Oh, okay. Really, Linda?
Happy, great word.
Oh, okay. All right.
Great word. Love that word. Okay. I'm going to take these four silver pieces. I'm just going to place my hand over the top of them, just like this. I'm going to give a little rub over here. And when I do that, one of the coins will actually travel from one hand to the other.
Okay.
Now I'll move them a touch a little further apart. Maybe they were too close together. Maybe that was a little too confusing. So we have three over here, one over there. Just when you cover them up and you give that little rub, that's when the coins will travel from one hand to the other. From one side. Some people, they think that this is the only way that I can do it, just like this. But recently I've discovered that I can also do this with my hands crossed. You just take the coins, you cover them up, and you just say happy, because that was the word we got, and that's when the next one will go.
That's
And of
crazy.
course, the last one's my favorite. Last one will go from inside my solid, fleshy fist, just by a little squeeze, and then it'll vanish. And
Oh,
the coin will appear all over there, all four coins back where they started.
that's crazy. Now, do
Not
you
a good one?
find that? Yeah, that's a really good one. Do you find that with an audience, it's much better for you because I see that you thrive on the audience participation.
I do. I love audience participation, and that's why this whole some guys who are out there doing this magic through the thing, I find it to be rather interesting and difficult, and I just don't know how people are because you miss that intimacy that you have with an audience.
Yeah, you could at least read these that say, "Wow, that's
Thank
magic,"
you.
and the lady who suggested happy. That's great. Uh, you also teach. Oh, yeah, he washed his hands. You also teach magic, I think. Correct? Haven't
Yes, I
you?
do. I've had a few students over the years. One of my students, very successful out in California, used to work at Epcot at the pub. His name's John Armstrong, but he's
Okay.
been very successful, and he travels all over the country and does the Disney cruises now.
How do you handle when a kid comes up to you and says, "How did you do that?"
There are a lot of things I say. Sometimes I say, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. And when I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Now, did you have any control? I'm assuming you had some control in creating your friend, Jack.
Yes, I did. I had some control in creating him, and he came from another Jack, and they wanted me to change him and have him be a little bit more upbeat because they thought the original one was a little curmudgeon-y. So
he's still a little curmudgeon, but he is
he's
upbeat curmudgeon. He is
yeah,
upbeat
he's so
curmudgeon.
I upbeated him and came up with the because he was called the Great HP, and then I turned him into Jack Diamond, and I made everything a little bit more obvious, and it's worked out really well. I have a great time with him, and he's fun to play.
Do we know how many years Jack Diamond has been a citizen of Hollywood, or I should just say at Hollywood Studios? Because I think the number's pretty impressive.
Uh, I've been there for 30 years. Jack has been there since 2005, but
Okay.
my original character started in 1989 in the original what they called Streetmosphere at the time, and
Okay.
I came in 6 months when the show started, 6 months after the park opened.
So what were you doing originally, if I can ask?
Originally, I was a paper boy called JR. And then I went to a magician called the Great HP, and I did that until the mid to late 90s when I moved to the Diamond Horseshoe in Frontierland. And I was the
What were you
variety.
doing at the Diamond Horseshoe?
I was the 2-day variety guy. They brought in a guy from California named Chris Blackmore, and he was a full-time guy. Chris, wonderful man. He and his wife and kids, they moved out from California to here and did the show for 3-4 years, I think, and then they decided they wanted to go back and be next to their family in California. And I was lucky enough to get the 5-day position. And my friends John Eakin and John Armstrong were the 2-day and subs.
Okay, so when you were Paperboy, you weren't doing magic as Paperboy.
No, they just promised me that they were going to get me a costume, and for a long time they weren't coming up with that costume, so I ended up putting my own together at home. And the moment I started coming into work in my own costume to do what I was hired to do, suddenly a costume appeared for me.
So did they know that magic was an interest of yours and that you wanted to transition to that?
Yeah, when I originally auditioned for a man named Ron Severini, I came in, auditioned as an actor, and he said, "You do magic too?" And I said, "Yes." He says, "Could you do something?" And I said, "Sure." He said, "I want you to have a call back and come back and do the magic." So I came to the callback, did the magic, and he was very impressed by both. So that's when I got the job. About, oh, let's see, I must have auditioned 4 or 5 times and finally got the job in September of '89.
Wow. Okay. Were you? Were you thrilled to be able to do
Absolutely
magic
thrilled
with
because
people?
I was working in a warehouse, shuffling cigarettes and candy.
So this was a real. Oh, so it wasn't a character, Paperboy.
Yeah, his character name was JR.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it was a character, but you weren't really selling anything. That was your
It was
shtick.
my shtick, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. I sometimes the reality is blurred for me, and I have a childlike mentality. I believe these things. Let me go to the comments for a second while I'm talking to Terry. If you have questions for Terry, please tell me. Help me out here. I wanted this to be interactive with you guys. So yeah, welcome to the modern world. This is true. See this? I don't do these remote. What's great about what I do, Terry, is I film it. I know it's sounds smart. I sound legitimate.
Right?
And I get to edit it all together, and any of the oohs and ahs get edited. Now it's like if a booger comes out of my nose, it's there. There's nothing I
Live.
can do.
It's live. You gotta love live.
Okay, here's a question, Terry. I don't know if you can't answer these, they'll
I'll be glad.
understand. I promise.
I perform in a lot of the places. I do trade shows when I can fit them in my schedule. I do a lot of corporate events around town. There's also a place in town called Wizards Magic Theater, and I work there on occasion. And I do corporate gigs around the country when I can obviously fit them in.
Okay, I got another one for you.
You know what? I don't know what made me get into magic, but I think it might have been my first magician that I saw. I was in Cub Scouts, and we had a magician who came in, and I just thought it was amazing the way he worked the audience and kept everybody's attention, and he had some very funny running gags throughout his show. So that might have been what kind of got me thinking. But my aunt gave me a magic kit, and that's where it really kind of went a little crazy. But unfortunately, the magic kit, we lived in Arizona at the time. She sent it from upstate New York, and in the process, half of the stuff got crushed. And my mom didn't want her to feel bad and send it back or anything, so I learned what I could. And then my parents, several years later, they got me a magic kit. It was Marshall Brodeen's magic kit. It was a black magic kit. It had all kinds of stuff in it. And again, I learned all the stuff, but just didn't know what to do with it. And then when we were in Germany, I was a freshman in high school, and my mom met a military gentleman who did magic. And I went to his place and took lessons from him. And whenever I'd go bag groceries at the commissary, make some cash, and I'd go see him for a lesson.
All right. I'm assuming your current character is probably your favorite, but somebody's asking who is or was your favorite character that you've played.
I think I like the present one very much. My first character, the Great HP, was English, and it got I don't know if it got tedious or what.
I want to hear the accent.
Well, he was a gentleman, the Great HP, from Shrewsbury, England.
Shrewsbury.
Shrewsbury. So that was his accent, but I think I enjoy the character I'm doing now. I think he's a little bit more broader and has more ways that he can go.
That's a good question.
My favorite trick that I perform is the Pea and Shell Game. It's my favorite trick.
Are we able to do it on camera here like this or no?
We could give it a try.
Are you okay with it? I don't ever want to ask you to do something you're not thrilled with.
No, let me get one.
Okay. I'm going to wait. We're going to wait for him to get the Pea and Shell Game. So I will take this time once again to push mousefantravel.com, a division of MEI Travel. I know Becky's laughing. She better. Okay, hold on.
Can you see these shells? Can you see
we
these
can
shells?
now. I put you back up there. Give me just 1 second to give you the whole screen here for a second. Take off these things. It's you.
See the P goes in the center.
I like these shells. These are the nicest shells I've seen so far. These are ladybug shells.
Yeah, they're ladybugs. I collect different types of shells. I have a whole collection of them.
Okay.
So
nice.
the P starts right here in the center. All right, and it's my job to, of course, try and mess you up, but I'm gonna mix the shells up, and you just have to tell me where you think the P is. But I want to let you know, I cheat at this game. I do cheat.
Okay, so I think I was looking at comments for a second. So
okay.
I'm gonna go with middle because I know that if you cheat, it doesn't really matter anyway.
Yeah, see, because I told you I'd cheat. Actually, you should have picked number 1.
Okay, I am watching this time though.
So I'd say we'll do it again. Maybe
okay.
I went a little fast. This time I'll slow it down.
I'm looking. I'm good.
I'm just going a little slower this time.
I got it.
Remember, that's the one you want to keep your eye on over there. Whatever you do.
No, I see some hubbery going on.
Which one?
Okay, so now it's the one all the way on this side, all the way that side.
This one?
No.
This one?
No.
This one.
That's what my eyes said.
Okay, unfortunately, you should have picked number 1. Number 1 is always the one. Yeah. Maybe it was my fault. John. Could have been
I'm gonna blame. Yeah, let's blame you.
I think I know the problem. I'm using too many hands. That's the problem. So this time, I'm only going to use one hand. One hand only.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Please remember at all times, this is hard to do when I'm not sweating. Get it up. There we go. Okay.
Oh.
Remember what it is?
Yeah. This is easy right now.
Okay. Here we go. One hand only, John. This way, there's no way you can miss it. Okay. 1, 2, or 3.
Okay, I'm gonna bet the farm. Give me your 1, 2, or 3, so I know which one I'm picking. What are you?
1.
No.
2,
3. Hold on. 3. Does anybody else agree with me that it's 3?
I told you 1's always the winner.
Wait, you did say that? I didn't even hear you say that.
Maybe I should help you out. Okay, see the P?
Yeah.
Now all you got to do is keep your eye on the bell.
Oh, okay.
That way there's no way you can lose now because you're just keeping your eye on the bell. All right?
Okay. Okay, now I gotta watch your words.
Yeah.
Because I want to say 1, but you said to keep my eye on the bell, so I gotta pick 3.
So you're gonna pick this one over here.
Because that's what. Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on the bell, and that's the bell.
And you
Yeah.
don't want this one here, and you don't want this one here. Is that what you're saying?
No, I really did want one, but I'm picking three because of what you said.
You wanted one. It was a good thing you didn't pick one.
Oh, okay.
But I still told you should have kept your eye on the bell.
Okay. That's great stuff.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. I got everybody picking that's watching. They're all saying 2, 3. It's always my fault. It's this fault. When things get back to normal, which hopefully they will,
yes, please.
We have to come to see you at the studios.
Please do.
Guys, I got him for another 9 minutes, so I want some questions here for Terry that we might have. Otherwise, I'll get him to do probably one more trick. But
sure,
let's see if. Do you want? Okay, go ahead. Let's see. And in the meantime, I'm going to look for another question that they want to bother you with. I feel like I've pried a lot.
I got a deck of cards here. They're all different. Okay.
Okay, I'm buying that.
And I'm going to ask you to ask one of your lovely folks out there in the world to name a number between 5 and 20, so that we don't.
Okay, a number between 5 and 20.
5 and 20.
The first person to give it to me, I am posting up here for him. 5 and 20. There's a little bit of a delay between when we talk. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, they all came in at once, and I got to pick the first one. 5. James Sapinski says 5.
Okay. We're going to go down 5 cards. That's 1. That's 2. 3. That's 4. The 5th card is the 2 of hearts. Now,
okay.
Had he chosen the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th card, they would have all been different.
I can say that is absolutely true.
All these would have been different cards. Okay. Had we gone into the higher numbers, again, these cards would have been completely different. None of them are the same. All right. We could have kept, and if I had cut differently, again, the cards would have been different. If I had cut deeper into the pack, the cards all would have been different. But we didn't go that deep. We went to one card, the 2 of hearts. That was the card that the gentleman gave us the number for. And out of all these cards, I knew he was going to pick that card.
How do you prove this?
Because on the back of this card is written the number 5.
Oh, no.
And it's the only red back card in a blue back deck.
James, do you see that? That's the guy that picked 5. That's great. One of the questions I'm getting is the wall behind you. Is that a puzzle? The cards
over here?
Yeah.
No, that is a playing card company, and those are cards that they've manufactured over the years, and it's a poster of all kinds of different playing cards from throughout the years.
Okay. And they're asking me about like famous magicians like David Copperfield. Is there anybody that you like and admire more than another, or that you absolutely like that's like a current major magician?
I like a lot of magicians for different reasons. I think one magician that they probably wouldn't know is a gentleman by the name of Tim Conover. He was a phenomenal close-up magician and mentalist. And but I've always enjoyed David Copperfield's work. He changed the world, the way magic was done on TV. I was a big fan of Doug Henning early on.
Oh, I remember Doug Henning.
Yeah, another gentleman who really changed, made magic not that stiff 3-piece tuxedo. He was all about making things amazing. And
wasn't there a Blackstone when I was a kid? Wasn't there like a?
There was a Blackstone.
There
Senior,
was.
Yes, and there was a Blackstone Junior is the one you probably saw. He was a great magician, phenomenal performer, and had a marvelous voice on stage. Okay. He did the floating light bulb. It's gorgeous.
That sounds kind of familiar. What I'm loving now is the Penn and Teller Fool Us.
Oh, great show.
Okay, but it is making me a magical snob.
Well, it should.
It does, but do magicians like that they're showing us things or not? Like, I mean, actually, they're not showing us things, but sometimes when they talk, I can kind of get the code.
Ah, okay. Well, I think if you had a basic knowledge, you might be able to do that. But I think it's great the way they come up with the way they do describe things, and I think the show's phenomenal for magic because it just truly shows you what good magic is.
I think it shows a lot of innovation. Like, I think it causes more innovation in Magic
Yeah.
as time goes on. Kimberly asks, who's your biggest influence?
My biggest influence. Well, I have a lot of influences from many different fields. I was obviously a big David Copperfield growing up because he was on around, and Doug Henning. But now my influences are uh, people like Bob Sheets from California, and Doc Eason, and just the guys who are out there working and performing on a daily basis.
Well, I really hope that we can get you to be out there performing on a daily basis again.
I can't
And
wait till I can go out there and perform again.
and then Becky Mencken is asking, do you collect anything besides cards?
I told you I collect different Pea and Shell games. I have beetles, skulls, uh, shells of different sizes. They've come out with neat brass, kind of almost like little teacups. They've got all kinds of different things that are out now to do the Pea and Shell game with. So I collect those, and I have a small collection of some antique magic and a few posters that I've collected over the years.
All right, well, everybody who comes to the show gets a prize. You are going home with, I don't even know if you'll like this, an Olive of the Month Club.
Oh,
Do you like
how nice is
olives?
that?
Are you an olive person?
I am not a big fan of olives, but my wife loves them.
Well, what I
She
was
will
going to
be
say,
all over them.
you really you don't like them. All right, at least you're
Well,
honest.
maybe I'll
No,
find
no,
some
no.
I like.
Well, we could always delay the shipment for like 7 years because they say every 7 years your taste buds change.
They do say that, don't they?
I actually spoke to your wife and tried to get some information that I could prank you with, and I see you're not falling for it. But she told me you don't like olives, and her mother tells you that every 7 years your taste buds change, and you get annoyed when she says it. So I wanted to say to you, did you get surprised when I said that for the
I
olives?
did. I was like, well, what does he know that for?
It was. I knew that the audience was like, "What is John talking about? An Olive of the Month Club? Do you know it's a real thing on Google? I made it up and I checked Google. It's a real thing."
Well, I know because they're like wine of the month clubs. There's Scotch of the month clubs. So I thought,
I
well, why
didn't
wouldn't
think.
there be an olive of the month?
I didn't think. So here's what's really funny about that, and please tell Sheila this for me. My last guest, Corey from Corey Meets World, does not like olives, and it was a thing we spoke about. And I actually put a superimposed an olive on the screen to like play with him. So it's so funny that the next show you don't like olives. Do you like pickles?
Love pickles.
Okay, see, that's so weird to me because I would think that if you don't like olives, you can't like pickles because to me they're pretty similar. You know, that mustardy, vinegary, but who knows? And I got one last question for you, and I'm going to let you go. Kim is
Sure.
asking, do you prefer to be called a magician or an illusionist?
Magician.
Okay. Now, why? Is there a difference?
Yeah, an illusionist is like Copperfield. Those are guys who get up on stage and they create illusions with their props and things. And I prefer to be called a magician.
Okay, I thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to sit here and talk to these lovely people, and
Thank you for
if I get
having me
any
on.
further questions, oh, I need your Instagram.
Oh, Jack Diamond Magic.
At Jack
all-
Diamond.
All one.
Yeah, I think it can only be, there's no spaces. At Jack, I'll put it in the chat and in the description and up here. At Jack Diamond Magic, if you'd like to follow him on Instagram, which you should. And thank you, Jack, very much.
Thank you for having me on, John. I appreciate it.
I
Be
appreciate it.
safe out there.
If I get other great questions, I'll send them to you in Facebook.
Okay. Peace, everybody.
Thank you. Is he wonderful, guys? I love him. I can't wait till he's back. Okay, so now I'm all yours for a little bit, and I'm going to stay here for as long as people are here. But I did want to show you something. The child. This is a Funko that I ordered a long time ago. I ordered one for me, and I did order one for Scott Atwood from the Main Street Mouse. He needed to have one, so I got him one. Becky, do you have one of these? Do you want one of these? Someone may have an extra, just saying. I don't know. You know what? Maybe we can have a winner of one of these. So, okay, here's how to win this. You have to be subscribed to the channel, bigfatpanda.com. You could probably do it here while you're on Facebook. Ring the bell. that lets you know when I go live. So I think I'm going to be, I've never done this consistently like this. Tuesdays, 8 o'clock. That's the time slot to do these. What do you think of that? Listen, I don't want to cause any death, and I don't need anybody killing anyone for one of those. You can go to Amazon for like $11 and probably still get one. There's no need to die. Yes, smash that bell. That bell is so important. It's amazing that you have to do that. Beck, you need one? Do you need a child? So I did order the animatronic child also, but that doesn't come out yet. That's like a couple of days away, I think, the animatronic child. A couple of months away, maybe. Okay, thanks, David. So I'm on David's show a lot, which he's now That's Disney, and I go on there and I do like my, I don't know, he promotes me a lot, which is very nice. So thank you, David. And I will continue to do David's show, but Tuesdays, 8 o'clock is going to be my own thing. I need my own thing. I will be honest, I like it though when there's another person here. Becky, do you have a camera on? Do you want to come on? Does anybody look good that wants to come on camera for a minute? I can send you a link by Facebook. Only if you want to. No pressure. I can do this myself. But it's nice to talk to somebody, you know. Let's see, I'm looking into things. Stan, are you by a camera, Stan? Becky, Stan Solo, he wants you on his show. So does... Okay, next week I'm getting Becky. So does... what's his name? Picciano. David Picciano. They asked me about the Becky Mankin to go on the show. But they no reach out. I reach out for them, and they say, okay, and there's a no reach out. She said she'd do it, and you better hop on that before she gets very busy, which I'm sure she is, but like really busy. Everyone is still in pajamas. Yeah, what do you think? Do you think I have like real clothes on under here? You don't know. Yeah, Tuesdays, 8 o'clock. I couldn't do Lou Mangello's time of Wednesday. And let me tell you, every friend that I have has a show at a certain time. And I even think that the Disney Nerds, my good friend Jimmy Horn, he's on at 9 o'clock after this show. So I had to like, you know, I'm stepping on somebody's toes, I know, but I can't, Brett, you're funny. Okay, we will do that. Work meeting yesterday. I'm sorry, you don't see what I'm reading. You don't even know. She forgot she had a work meeting yesterday and barely had brushed her hair. They probably liked it better, right? That Oil of Olay look is back in fashion. That other look. So I will be honest, this is a home haircut with a buzzer. I can't believe it came out kind of as good, but I have like a hedge, a very thick hedge on my hair. Yeah, oh, Kimberly is the disinfectant queen. She mailed me, I don't even know what it was, some mold armor thing. No, what, you know, I can't get into the TikTok, the quick videos. I'm doing it a little bit, but I'm not sure so much. Al, how you doing? It's a hedge. Stan, you don't work every day. He lies, this man, Stan Solo. No, he does. He works every day. He's at a grocery store, but try to get something out of him. I'm like, Stan, can you get me Lysol? No. He gets Lysol. Ivan and David on TikTok. All right, I'll go check out Ivan and David. So I had spoken to, I don't know, you know, I don't know if you know who Terry Ward's wife is, but she's another actress, not citizen of Hollywood. And she told me that he despises olives, and her mother tells him, I'm assuming her mother says, try him, your taste buds change every 7 years. And every time he hears that, he's like, ah. So that's why I showed him the olives. And if you notice, at first he said, oh, wow, that's good. And it wasn't until I pried him and said, did you like olives, that he said, nah, not so much. Like he was trying to be honest. And Stan, I know, I'm just kidding. And then when I said the 7 years, he's not going. Do you remember Lee Cockrell and Dan Cockrell? Lee Cockrell was the president of Walt Disney World, and Dan, I think, was the president of the Magic Kingdom. Dan was coming on my show after I had Lee Cockrell on my show. And, okay, you remember them. So Lee wrote me without me asking and said, ask my son Dan about the time that we were on vacation and people came, cops came when he had like a wild frat party while they were on vacation. So here I am with Dan, you know, this guy in front of him, we're talking. And I said, Dan, did you ever have like a wild party at your house or anything when you were in college? And he's like, yeah. I was like, were the cops ever called? Like when mom and dad were away? And slowly he really was taken aback. Like, why was I asking this and how did I know? And that was so funny. So now I'm going to try to do this with people because it's kind of funny. I did hug Lee during the interview. I love hugging Lee. I loved hugging Dan too. Let's be honest, but I hugged Lee too. Do you remember that show? Okay, good. That was a good one. The show, though, that's the most outrageous, and you know what? I should go find a clip. I should, but you're going to see me looking around for it. Was the Yeehaw Bob show. Every time I've had a guest, they come, they sit down. You know, I've never had the Skype thing. I've never done this. I've always had the guest with me in the studio. So I invited Yeehaw Bob, and I thought that I was going to get the actor as himself talk about his character. But I got Yeehaw Bob, and it was scary. Do you just have a second? I'm going to be like looking around to go find it. So just wait 1 second. Let me go find this because I'm going to play it for you because it's crazy and it's funny. You could see my face was very scared as to what was going on. I'm going to just open this up. Oh, it's loud. Hold on. Give me a second. Watch this. Tell me what you think of this.
Bad Panda.
I have to fast forward. Can you hear this? Guardians of the and most of it's this video. Give it a nice. Yeehaw Bob is here, but this guest is. I asked for an interview with Yeehaw Bob, and that's exactly what I got. It's the first interview that I didn't have to edit 1 second out of. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Do we look presentable?
Absolutely.
Okay. And as promised, I have here a bundle of energy that is Yeehaw Bob. Yeah, Yeehaw Bob is here in my house. I didn't expect it. And he's leaving. He left the building. And I am going to give him the Panda hug if he lets me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my friends out there on the BigFatPanda.com show. Yahoo! Oh! Okay, right. Let's get started with the show.
I have cats
Right.
that will give you a Panda hug.
All right.
I have cats that just thought that something bad just happened.
No, we ain't scared. We
So
ain't
I
scared.
have to tell you,
Yeah, keep going.
thank you so much for coming.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for letting me come.
I know you have a very busy schedule.
Oh, busy guy. Busy.
You are busy. So, if you have a chance, you have to see that I didn't know what to do. I had 4 cats running in thousands of directions. It was crazy. All right, so I'm going to go unless you tell me what you want to talk about. I need somebody to tell me what they want to talk about. Christine, he is awesome. How are you, Chris? Okay, full of energy. Full of energy. Crazy as a bed bug. I will go with that. Yeah, he didn't calm down, Linda, for a long. I don't remember him calming down. Jeff, I don't know what to do. So, all right, so let's talk about this quarantine thing real quick. I'm happy today the governor, again, this is not to say anything's happening soon, but the governor released guidelines of how Disney or Universal would open up. And it was keeping 6 feet apart somehow, I guess, in the queue with tape. Good question, Linda. I'm guessing June, but that's a total guess. It could be God knows when, but I'm guessing June. Also, they said that there would be hand sanitizers at the front of the park when you buy your tickets. There would be hand sanitizers at the beginning of an attraction and then when you leave an attraction, when you get out. And everybody would wear masks. It would be mandatory. So, I would go. I would. At this point, I would put my mask on. I would use my hand sanitizer. I would distance, but I would go because I don't think I can handle this much longer. I just don't know what the answer is. I do see friends that are sick and get over it, and I see other people that get sick and they don't get over it. And it's scary, but more often, maybe 90% are getting over it. And, I don't know where I would be. I really don't. I think I'd be healthy, but then somebody told me heavy people don't do good with it. Somebody said people that use a CPAP may not be good. I don't have asthma or anything. You never know. And then there's healthy people that are just getting it and they're on a ventilator in 12 hours. So, but I think I would go. I can't live my life cooped up anymore. Oh, yeah, Stan, Midway Mania? Good question. I think I would avoid stuff like that. But give me the Haunted Mansion. I'll wear a mask. You could do one every other Doom Buggy. I'd be in for that. Yeah, listen, the guests have to wear masks too. Yeah, me and Kim would be taking disinfectant with us, that's for sure. Mary, you'd have to do, it scrolls and you can't click. You'd have to. A mask in the summer, otherwise you can't go, I'm guessing. I mean, it's dying or sweating. I'm going to choose to sweat. No? Come on. Pirates is okay if they do every other row, maybe. James, you missed Terry, but it's on the replay, so it'll be up in a little bit. And he was really good, so you should get him. You know, Christine, I'm guessing. It's all a guess, but I would guess September. You're good. You're golden. You might even be better than golden if it's less people. Stan, let's cross that bridge when we get to it, please. Okay, David and his wife Kim sent me something that kills viruses, and particularly the coronavirus. And what they sent me was wrapped. Did you ever watch Isma on The Emperor's New Groove? We'll put that box into a box, and we'll put that cat into another box, and then we'll wrap that in another box, and we'll put that in plastic, and put that plastic into another box. It took me literally 20 minutes to get to the item that he shipped. It was crazy. I thought it was a joke. He says he just has OCD. But what are you going to do, guys? Don't tell me you hate the 3 minutes you wore a mask and then that we're going to have to do it in Disney. You have to, not just to protect yourself, but the other people. You have to. Don't tell me you can't do it. You have to. That's just what I said, Kim. Just what I said. All right, so I don't want to just drag this out unless something interesting is happening, but I'm good. Every Tuesday we're doing this, so we don't have to wait a month now. Tuesday at 8 o'clock, I'm back. I hope that you're back, and I hope you bring some interesting things for me. Can you bring snacks? I don't think I can get them from here. We can't. There are cute masks. There are. Thank you very much, Marla. Marla sent me a package. You should all be sending Panda packages. All of you. Everyone. No, Marla sent me some good little treats and stuff. Really, Al? Why? It's weird to me. It's very weird. All right, but no, I need to... Listen, you guys may think I'm doing this for you, and the truth is, you know who I'm doing it for, right? It's not selfish, but I'm doing it for my sanity. I don't have the community that I have. I need to have this community and build it for me so that I have you here because I need people. People who need people. No, I'm not going to sing. All right, so Panda out. Let me see. I could sign out like I do my regular show. How do I say it? I said, well, there you have it, show number 69. I have to remember how I record it. Go forth. Create pandemonium, and above all, keep giving out those panda hugs. Actually, yeah, you still have to give out panda hugs. I'm not going with that no huggy thing. Just keep your mask on. And until next time, I love you. Thank you, Robe. Oh, I didn't know that was you, Rob. I thought Robe Van Buren. Who's that? Love you guys. Thank you so much. People who need, yeah, I gotta have. Maybe we'll have a Barbra Streisand on the next show. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy. Tuesday, 8 o'clock.